Have you ever wanted to know what goes through the head of a runner
Let's do it!
when they're competing for the win of a marathon? What keeps them at the front? How do they overcome the urge to just give up? What are the keys that keep them pushing through all of the pain to win the race? Well, strap in, because that's exactly what I'm about to show you. Right from the start of this race, I take off. I'm wanting to get out in front of all the other runners in this race so that I can figure out who my competition is on the day. At the same time, I'm looking at my watch every 500 meters to make sure that I'm not blowing out of the gate too fast over the first few kilometers. This is the sort of thoughts that were going through my head over the first few kilometers. Come on, Wayne, whatever you do, don't look back to see who's coming behind you. This will show signs of weakness and a lack of confidence to those runners behind you. Resist the urge. Just look straight ahead. Focus on your pace. How are you feeling right now? How is the breathing? Check. Okay. Check the watch for your heart rate. Is it okay? Good. Now focus on, you're not going too fast, are you? The guy behind you is catching up though. It's okay. Just pace yourself. There's a long way to go. It's funny how much goes on in your mind when you're racing, and that's just a fraction. In a race, you always need to keep looking forward and just listen for the footsteps coming from behind you. This will show the people behind you that you are serious and that you're not just taking off too fast for the first kilometre or two. It's all about increasing your confidence and hopefully draining some of the confidence of the runners behind you. If you can get this part right and find the balance of doing this while keeping your own race pace, that will see you have a strong race. So back to some of my thoughts in the open kilometres of this race. Okay, Wayne, that's 2 kilometres down, and here comes the first climb up onto the bridge. Relax your pace a little, shorten your stride back to get up this climb. Keep your heart rate in check. Just forget about the runner who's still close behind you. As soon as you get onto the bridge, open up your legs again, hold your pace. You have to do this climb 5 more times in this direction and 6 more times coming back, so don't give it your all on this first lap. It's great to run out and back races because you're able to actually see and keep an eye on where the runners that you're racing against are, and it also gives you a way to be able to see all the other people in the race who are often cheering you on as you run past. Now back into the race. Okay, it's time to do the first turnaround at 3.5k mark. And now I get to see the opportunity of see where everyone's behind me. Don't forget to check your race time on your watch when you hit the turnaround. Okay, right on 14 minutes. Here comes second place. Check the time when you run past him and double that so you know how far behind he is. Don't forget to look strong now. As you run past, look fresh. Say well done and look for any signs of weakness in his running form or his face. Listen to his breathing. All done. Okay, now the bridge climb again. Shorten the stride, keep the heart rate in check, focus on the marshal on the bike in front of you, get on top of this bridge and then open up your stride again. If you're feeling good in a race, take a little time to congratulate people around you. High five the volunteers and marshals on the course, as this will help you settle in, because deep down, you know there is going to come a point in this race where you're just going to have to dial everything in mentally and really focus on every kilometre and shut out everything that is going on around you except your race. So get this done early. Okay, Wayne, now you're coming up to the first lap completed, and it's time to check the race time and make sure that you have not gone out too fast. Time check done. And I'm a little fast on the first 7 kilometre lap, so now it's time to look at slowing it down just a little. On the way out on the second lap, I'm thinking more about allowing myself to put in a 4:30 kilometre split on each of the bridge climbs and try to pick up a little bit of time on the way back to the start-finish line, which was a little bit of a downhill. To check in with the legs and the body, how are the legs feeling? How is the arm swing? What is my foot strike like? Is my breathing still easy? As it should be, for this is only first half of the race, and are my shoulders back? Just keep focusing on your running form all the way out this lap, Wayne. That will take your mind off the fact that you still have 35 kilometers to go. When you do a marathon, try this tip as it'll help you to pass through a lot of kilometers. Focus on a different part of your running form for a whole kilometer. Start with your feet. Count out your cadence for 1 kilometer. Then focus on your foot strike for another kilometer. Look at your back being straight for a kilometer. Spend the next kilometer checking your arm swing and your shoulders being back. Then concentrate on your chest being forward and your breathing from the stomach and not from the chest. Before you know it, 6 kilometers has passed. Here's some more thoughts at the 14 kilometer point. 14 kilometer done now, one more lap, and then everything gets real. Make sure you check on the second place now. Look at how he's running and what time he is at behind you. Let's just get through this lap without any issues with the legs. How are the legs feeling now? What is that slight feeling on the sole of my foot? Is it a rock or is it a sore spot? Okay, it's going away. Maybe it was just a little cramp. Now you're coming up to the bridge climb again, and this is starting to get a little tough to get up each time. I come out here again, time to check off each kilometer now. Make sure your pace is on point. No dropping off. My goodness, the wind on this bridge is quite strong today, and the headwind is making my legs burn with lactate. Getting through a marathon where you are pushing your heart rate between 80 to 90% for the entire time takes a lot of mental energy. So it's vital that you take on calorie-dense drinks that have a high fast burn sugar content, as this will allow for your body to convert it to energy and give your brain much needed fuel also. Mental clarity is very important, as if you don't have enough of it, this can be the very thing that slow down your pace. You can easily slip into a dark patch and start thinking that you won't make it, that you need to stop, or that this is not going to happen today. We all go through this at some point in a race. The key is always, how quick can you push these thoughts out of your head? Now I'm going on to the 4th lap and just gone through the 21 kilometer mark. Come on, Wayne, let's get this done. You're still on time. That was a 1:28 half marathon. Well done. You've 30 seconds up your sleeve in order to stay on track. This is where you need to really focus now. Let's get through this lap, and then we've only got 2 more laps to go. Come on, just 1.5 hours of running. Just the distance of your easy runs from home to the end of Quarry Road and back. You do this all the time. Let's get through this. Check where second place is. Oh, he's 5 minutes behind. Okay, he's starting to drop off a little bit. Don't get complacent now, as you're here for your own time. Let's keep on top of this for the whole lap. Check on the pace of each kilometer on this lap. 4:17 pace. That's okay. It had a turnaround. Keep at it. Come on. Here's the bridge climb. 4:30 pace. You expected that because of the climb. 4:14 pace. That's okay. The headwind was there, but let's keep at it. 4:30 pace with another bridge climb. Come on. 4:11 pace. There you go. Back on track now. 4:15 pace. I got this now. 4:15 pace again. That is right on what I want. Keep at it. Just 2 more laps to go. Then, at the start of the 5th lap, 29 kilometers, bang, the dark patch came. The wheels felt like they were falling off. The pace dropped. The doubt started coming on me. This is what goes through a runner's head when they hit a dark patch or a hard patch. Not again. Not now. I should have trained more. What have I done wrong? I still have 14 kilometers to go. Why am I feeling this way? Are my legs slowing down? What are people on Strava going to think? Come on, Wayne. Let's just pull back a little bit on the pace, see if I can get through this. Don't let yourself and all your training go down. You took the day off work for this. 4:30 pace for the 29th kilometer. 4:38 pace for the bridge climb. That was tough. Only have to do that one more time. Come on, next kilometer. 4:31 pace across the bridge. Oi, that headwind was tough. Next kilometer, 4:45 pace. Okay, Wayne, I know that was another climb, but that pace was really bad. Am I going to get the time of 2 hours and 46? Not now. Why am I here? Oh, that's right. I need to see where I am at in my training so that what I need to train more in. Next kilometer was 4:19 pace. That's more like it. Pick it up, Wayne. Pick it up, son. Don't get beat down. Don't let the pressure of doing your own time beat you down. Just keep at it. Next kilometer was 4:20 pace. That's still okay. It's not over yet. Next kilometer was 4:28 pace and the last turnaround. Just one lap of 7 kilometers to go. The next 4 kilometers were really tough though, as they went 4:34, 4:51, 4:39 and 5:03. Now it was all just about getting the race finished and hopefully staying as close to 3 hours as possible. The last 2.5 kilometers is all downhill, so this is the time to push. Being on the home stretch of a marathon is always the best feeling.
Let's do it!
No matter how your body is feeling, you can always feel the surge of energy that helps you to push out the last kilometers hard. This is why it's so important to know the race course that you're doing, so that you know where you're nearly finished in the race. Don't always rely on your watch distance, as this can be either short or over distance of the race. It's good to practice check your watch distance in a marathon when you pass the different distance markers in the race. Keep an eye
There's the finish line.
You're going to need
There's the finish line.
Come on.
Crossing the finish line of a marathon, no matter what place you finish in or what time you do it in, is always a great feeling. It's a feeling of knowing that you've just accomplished something great that most of the population of people struggle to even understand, that you can even run that far. Stand tall when you finish a marathon or half marathon, no matter what the outcome was. In this marathon, I ran 3 minutes slower than my PB of 2:57, which could have felt like a real disappointment had I not won the race. Winning the race helped me take away all of the other feelings of not getting the goal time I set for myself. After analysing the race splits on Strava, every time I had to do the climb onto the bridge, this slowed that kilometre down by about 20 seconds. This means that over the course of the race, that would have added around 240 seconds or 4 minutes to the race. So even with the real hard dark patch that I had between 36 kilometre and 40 kilometre mark, I still would have run a race time that was close to what I was aiming for. The takeaway for this is that this race has now shown me exactly what I need to work on over the next 7 weeks leading up to my push to do a sub 2 hour 50 marathon. For a lot of people, running and finishing a marathon is a major goal that they want to achieve in life. A great place to start is always ensure that you have the best running form possible. And that's why I've built a 10-week training course that is designed to have you running with the same running form as an elite athlete. To find out more about this course and how I can take you through it as part of my monthly coaching program, head on over to my website at www.runtherace.au. And here you'll find all the information about myself as a running coach and how I can help you run a stronger, faster run with more confidence. Also, here's a video that I made on correct running form that'll give you a look at how I can correct your current running form with just a few small tips. I hope you found this video full of content, and I would love it if you can push the like button or share this video with some of your running friends. It's a great way that helps us to be able to keep making more content like this. See you later.